So I want to begin working on building the inner frame first before we paint the whole thing, the inner frame. And for starters, I got the little pilot guy in there, as you can see. No reason for me to paint it since I'm not going to show it off anyway. But there he is. And I put him in his little cockpit seat. And this goes here, which of course you could see it through there. Then we have this part and this polycap. Make sure that the closed portion of the polycap is facing up. If you face it reverse, you're going to have a hard time removing it and putting it back in again. Find the alignment and then seal this up like so. Then take this and clip it on like so, like that. So it looks like this. Now you have these these parts here, which represents the connection of the shoulders, the joints, and supposedly you're supposed to slide this one down here, and then there's this part here that I guess you gotta connect it to this and then clamp it onto that. So it looks like this. Weird configuration, but that's how the manual states. So there we go. So it looks like that. And then finally have the back part. Nothing special about the back part, but it says here to put it on, you may have to open this up a bit so you can slide this in, close it up, and then slide it back in again. The rest of the parts that the manual states is the side armor and stuff like that, so there's nothing extravagant about this. So this is what the inner frame of the torso looks like, and you see here the spacing for the polycap that goes here. Alright, that completes the torso. Let's move on to the next part. The next portion, of course, is the head, and there are a few parts here, but a large majority of the parts are the clear parts, which of course was the same technique that they did on the Geara, on the Justa, and of course the I think the new Gundam, where the light, the section where the light goes, and then it funnels the light up to the face. For this, you'll need to take this part, then you take this part here, it's a little clear part, so it goes like that, and then this one goes like this. This represents the mono eye. Whatever you do, don't paint this, because apparently the light is supposed to funnel through there. Which now I gotta buy a bulb. I'll probably pick one up at Gundam Planet. So according to this, the face shield goes on like this, and then that supposedly goes up like that. This does not have that same feature field where on the Zaku 2.0 the eyes go left and right when you move the head. This one's already fixed. I don't know if it does move. We'll have to look at that later on. Then we have this part here, followed by the thruster parts, which, as I'm looking at this, goes like this. Has a weird back thruster. There are other parts here, like the back cowl armor, but in the purpose of this build, I'm not putting that on because I don't want to, you know, that's going to be painted. So we'll put this on. There's other parts here, like the umbilicals that go here and here. Those need to be painted, of course, and built. Another part that also needs the umbilicals is this. This is the top part of the torso, or that goes here and around here. Very good detail though. You have to give credit for this to them. But going with this parts here, you need something to hold the head. So I need to pull out this polycap number 14. No, that's not right. That's not a polycap. A14. No, that's an A. That's an A plate. Something with a polycap. Ready then. Oh, here it is. So we have this part here, and according to this, one's higher than the other. Therefore, we'll need this. That goes like that, and then we close this. Then you funnel this up here. There's a notch there that snaps into place. I guess you don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about removing it since it's going to be there permanent. Then we have this part here that covers this, and then we have the head part that goes here, which of course the light bulb goes through there, up through there, and you have the head of the Geara Doga, now complete. Kind of like this head. This is kind of cool. I like that. Alright, so this part is done. Let's move on to the next part. Alright, so the next parts we're going to be building is the arms of the Geara Doga. First up is going to be the joints, where you're going to need this part here and this part. Slide it into place like so, till they're all the way in. Then these parts here, stick one in this one here. And actually, you know what, before I do, there was something here that I noticed that I need to. By the way, if you ever get a chance to build these kits, make sure you get one of the sponge sanding blocks like this from 3M. They make ideal tools for sanding down curved items, especially here. Some parts I know from the inner frame I can actually get away with and not sand it down because it'll be covered by the armor, but never open yourself up to that. Always check each part just in case. Alright, so this part is assembled. So that's done with the shoulder joint. The forearm joint, you have this part here, followed by this polycap that goes around here, like that. And then you have this part here. Oops, that goes in the opposite direction. You have this trim part here that goes like this. We'll check something first. There we go. So that completes that side. And there are these two parts here, which of course I noticed that needs to be sanded down. I'm going to show you in a minute. Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. So this one goes like that over here. And then this one goes over here, like so. So it looks like that. This is part of the back elbow. So once I finish assembling, I'm going to sand this down. But let's finish this up so you can see this. So I'm going to put this part here. This has to be sanded down. This is one of the trim parts that the umbilical goes here. So I was like trying to see if there was any problems for me to put it on, you know, once I assemble this, and I don't see any issues, so I can actually slide it in there, no problem. Alright, so then we close this part here. It's a big big forearm that this kit has. The remaining parts around this is the armor, so I'm not going to put that on yet. Actually, there is another part here that I just noticed. Maybe I may have forgotten about this. Yeah, I think it's this one. So that goes here. I gotta find the other one. Then we have this round part, but you'll need another polycap, where did I put the polycaps? Here it is. Number 6. Then this round part, I'll put that here, and then close it up here. This one, of course, I had to sand down a lot to make sure it's nice and round. And then put this here to complete the forearm. I want to show you the other arm, which was within arms. Pardon the phrase of arm's length. There it is. Here's one arm done, and here's the other one. But I wanted to show you this because the actual frame for each shoulder is different. So even though you have this one here that has this little nub pointing up this way, for this one you have this part, which there's another connector here that supports this. I gotta find, actually no, I need this one that goes over here like so. Polycap number 3 goes here, and then this one clips on like that. So it looks like this. It's a bit odd because it is a little farther away from the other forearm. I mean, take a look at that. I don't know if that's right. Is that right? I guess it is a little farther away because this one is the spike armor, but shouldn't this be a little closer? Well, I'm reading the manual just the way it is. Other parts here is this, which is for the side thruster. That goes here. That has to be cleaned. And then this part here has to be pushed up through this part. This one's going to be the holder for the thruster. Whoops, and I put in the wrong way. So we do that over here. Put this back here. I'm going to put this one on so you guys can see this. That. And I gotta find the other part to connect this, but I'll do this later because I need to clean it up a bit. But here's the arms of the Geara Doga frame. Looks pretty good. Pretty big arms. Okay, so let's now move on to the next part.